Truish, your soft news bulletin delivered hot off the press to you by me, Daisy Maskell. And joining me this week is my expert correspondent. It's the wonderful James Barr.
Thank you for calling me an expert.
Oh, you are,
I don't know
darling.
what I'm an expert of, but I'm here for it.
If you had to say that you're an expert of something, it doesn't have to be anything.
Yeah.
Anything
I actually
academic.
Do you know what it is? I think it's either bridges of the world or sort of late 90s to early noughties dance classics.
I'm going to go for Bridges of the World.
Bridges of the World.
I need to hear more about this.
Well, I have a favourite bridge.
You do?
I love the Øresund Bridge. It's between...
this is really
this
sweet.
Is not.
This
It's
is
so not.
really sweet.
Oh my God. It's between Sweden and so Malmo and Copenhagen. And it's basically a bridge tunnel. What's the word I'm looking for? Hybrid. That really long word, hybrid. So it starts off as a bridge and then it hits a little island and then it turns into a tunnel. Cool.
Have you been on it before?
Yeah.
yeah. Hello.
Obviously.
It's my summer holiday.
2 or 3 times.
When did you get into this? Like, when did you realise you had a fascination with bridges?
I think it was probably then because I was at Eurovision in Copenhagen and I saw this bridge that turned into a tunnel. Or I was on it maybe, and I was like, what the hell? Also, just the idea that you can get a bridge from one country to another is really exciting. Did you ever watch Bridge of Spies?
No, darling.
Okay, I was really disappointed. There were a significant lack of bridges in that movie. Just spies. It was really lying to us.
The only time I ever have really thought about bridges or had experience with bridges before is when I was younger. I've never paid any attention to them since because my mum used to make us put all of the windows down in the car.
That's really sad because when you went across the bridge? Why?
Whenever we went
What was
across
she
the
worried
bridge,
about?
I think
What did she think was going to
she
happen?
thought that if we somehow ended up in the water below, then
like you'd fall out the car window,
we'd be able to get
and
out,
land in a river.
I think she had an irrational fear of her car going into water and us not being able to open the doors, so she'd make us put all of the windows down whenever we went over any body of water in a car.
Whereas if you fell out of put the windows down.
All the windows had to go down
In case you then drowned.
in case we drowned, so that we could get
Get
out
out
the
the
window.
car.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I've understood that now.
Yeah.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah.
I think I might do that. When I'm really famous, this is going to be what I do. I'm going to stop doing everything. And I'm just, like Julia Bradbury used to do a canal walk show.
Yes.
I'm going to do bridges. James Barr bridges. And it would just be a bridge of life. I don't know. And it would just be me walking along bridges.
I'm there.
I mean, can you imagine watching that? It'd be so entertaining.
That would be a lovely thing to do in retirement.
How long have we been talking about this now? Way too long. This should have been edited out.
Anyway, how are you, James? Have you got something to deliver me on your soft news bulletin?
Yes, I have.
What is on your docket this week? I'm fascinated to know.
Right, so scientists say the world actually ended in 2012. And what we're living in now is basically just made up, okay? So let me explain. Do you know the Mayans?
Yes, I do.
Not personally, but...
Heard of them.
Yeah,
Sound
they
bad.
said the world was going to end in 2012. Now...
I remember this, though.
Yeah, and
this was a big thing when I was
huge.
in school. It was like... Usher was huge, as was Pitbull, and the world was going to end in 20... Wait, there was a movie about it, right?
Yeah, 2012. I think that's different though, but maybe not. Yeah, I guess that must be based on the Mayan calendar. I think ultimately they just ran out of space on their kitchen wall calendar. So they said, oh, that must be the end then. So they didn't document anything past 2012. But the suggestion is that, the Hadron Collider thing or Collider, Colander, they just shook us all up. They built the God particle, haven't they? In this big underground tunnel. And anyway, the suggestion is that when they did that, they created a black hole and then all of human consciousness got sucked into the black hole. And what we're living in now is just the dying echoes of human consciousness. That's the suggestion.
So we're almost like a projection, like a vision just before everything fizzles out.
That's right. And it does make sense because, the world's gone to shit, hasn't it? Everything's glitching. Things are really strange right now.
Wait, so I thought that there was some sort of fact behind this, because if you go back in space, if you were looking at Earth from a certain point in space, you would still see the dinosaurs, right? Because of the way that light travels.
Right. Yes.
So, I don't like this, James.
So wait,
I don't
if
like
you're
this.
you probably couldn't though, right? Because you'd have to go into space and go faster than the speed of light.
Yeah. So
and get ahead of Earth. So you'd have to
then
go
we could travel back in time, right?
Yes. You'd have to go really fast so that you could then zoom in and see the dinosaurs. But it'd be quite impossible to do that. But that, I guess, is technically correct, right?
God, it feels like there is some...
I mean, I don't know what's going on up there, but I imagine it's fucking weird.
Would you ever go to space?
Yeah. Yes.
Would you ever get on Elon's rocket?
Not Elon. I would not ride Elon's rocket. By the way, Elon thinks this theory is true, and he's famously really on point. So I think he's probably right. I wouldn't go in his rocket, but I'd do a Katy Perry.
Would you?
Yeah.
You'd go.
Come on, you wouldn't.
I mean, I probably would.
Because so many people don't want to. They're like, why would you do it? And I know there's a lot down here I haven't seen yet, but from up there it's smaller, so I'd be able to see it all quicker.
It would change your life just having that perspective, right? So much, just to be able to look down and see how.
I'm not coming back.
You're
gonna come back.
I always said this. My bridge equivalent as a kid was space. I really liked space. I wanted to be an astronaut. That obviously never happened. But I always said, like, I would be one of those people. This was way before it ever was like a possibility that we would get to space. We're talking like early noughties. And I always said...
do you not believe in the moon landing?
Like, this was before, like, it was a possibility to, like, take just, like, civilians to space.
Got you, okay.
I always said I would, like, if it was possible, I would be happy to, like, die in space. I would take that rocket up there just to get, like, one glance at Earth from a different perspective.
Wow.
But now...
So you would happily go there knowing that you're going to die?
Yeah.
So if they said to you now, you can go, but you're going to die.
Yeah, that was my theory back then. God, I was 7 years old, and Jesus Christ, that is a really sad
existence. That is really sad. I don't know, you maybe need to dig in on
I've
that.
unpacked a lot of it. I've spent thousands in therapy unpacking this, as you can imagine.
I think I would, if I went to space, I don't think I'd come back. Not because I want to die, but I'd be like, look at all the other shit I could go and explore.
What are you going to do up there?
I don't know. But when I first moved away from home, it was quite amazing not being near my parents and my family. It was freedom, right? Yeah. And I still think it's quite good maintaining a level of distance from one's family. And that is probably as far as you can get. They're never going to bother me. They can text me, send me pictures, but they're never going to like just turn up unannounced, are they?
Do you know what would have been a dream gig for you? Do you remember those two? I don't even know if they're still up there, bless them. Those two that went in that Boeing rocket like 2 years ago and they got stuck up there. Oh, yeah. They literally thought that they were up there for like a couple of weeks.
They on the space station?
Yeah, they were on the space station. Yeah. I don't know whether are they still there?
No, they got home.
They got home, bless
them. But they'd lost loads
of...
I know, I'd have been so annoyed. No, you've picked me up, what? But I would be upset to like not be able to get Deliveroo or Uber or whatever. Yeah,
the food situation is so interesting.
That's a bit of a problem. But if you could get rid of that, it would be cool to travel the world, the universe even.
Yeah.
Quite cool.
Okay.
I hope one day though we can just zip to like Australia within 30 minutes by just going up. It doesn't make sense that we go across.
Yeah, I get that.
Especially because the world is flat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just takes so long to get anywhere. It'd be a lot easier to just nip up to space and then drop back down again.
Jesus Christ, like a slingshot.
Yeah. It'd be so cool.
Do you know what? I think there's a lot of merit behind the world ending in 2012 and everything post then is just like a vision of our embers and ashes slowly dying.
It makes it a lot less stressful. I feel way more relaxed since looking into this.
It does. I like that. There's something about not taking your existence too seriously that I could really get on board with in 2026.
And then whenever anyone tried, like, you know, you didn't call me back, the world ended.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why are you ghosting me? The world ended. You didn't buy me a birthday present. The world ended. It's a lot easier.
No, I'm there. I'm there with you, James. I am. I'll bring you into my world now.
Okay.
It's not about the world ending, but it's about...
Well, I don't want to hear it.
This now makes this feel really pathetic and surface level, but here we go. This headline was thanks for nothing. So I want your expert commentary on this submission. This is getting a lot of attention online. It was a Reddit post. I'll read it in full. A few weeks ago, I was out at a restaurant with friends and this guy that was sitting behind us suddenly collapsed. People were frozen, staff were panicking, but no one was really doing anything. Now, I'm still a trainee, but I could immediately see that he was in full cardiac arrest and I started CPR.
No.
For 3 minutes straight, I kept this man's heart pumping on the restaurant floor until the ambulance arrived. And miraculously, he survived. Fast forward a few weeks, I get served with a lawsuit. The man I saved is suing me because CPR broke one of his ribs.
Oh, you are joking.
Thoughts?
This is real.
This is real.
I need to know what restaurant they were in. I know that maybe isn't information readily available.
Yeah, I don't have the restaurant.
But that's really scary. Having a cardiac arrest in public upsets me deeply because I need to know I'm somewhere cool if that's happening.
Like how insane though, because people were responding saying that not only obviously is it outrageous, but this is a common thing. A lot of people do sue off-duty medical personnel.
How can you sue someone for trying to save your life?
How insane is
there
that?
has to be some kind of system whereby if you've done a good deed, it like supersedes anything that happens on the way to that.
Have you ever been in a situation where your kindness has backfired?
I don't think I'm that kind. I'm an empath, right? So I overthink everything and I feel everyone else's energy. And since I learned that, I've been really protective of it because I was getting walked over all the time. So now I'm like way less kind because I have to put my wall up to protect my own energy. So I don't think I am that kind. I really don't think I am.
I think that's a really real experience though. Like I feel like there is nothing harder than when you feel like you've gone out of your way for someone and it feels like you haven't been treated with the same amount of respect. Like I think it's as humans, we have to change our behavior. You can't like keep putting your foot in the fire, you know, you have to change something. Otherwise.
I mean, look, the other day I was on a bus, keeping it real. And I got on the bus and I was on my phone. I wasn't really paying attention. And there were loads of seats. It was quite an empty bus. So I just sat in the first seat, which was a priority seat. So they're meant to be reserved for elderly and people with kids and stuff. Anyway, I sat in this priority seat. I was on my phone. And then about 10 minutes later, the bus driver's shouting. So I look up from my phone and she's shouting at me, which is quite rude because I was reading a really cool story about how the world ended in 2012. And this woman starts screaming at me and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, look at that old man. So I have to turn around and I look at this man who's old and he's walked the whole length of the bus to sit in another seat. And she's like, you stole his seat.
Oh no.
Because you're in the priority seat.
Do we really have to do this?
No, it was so embarrassing. But he already had a seat. So she basically then made him walk all the way back down the bus to take the seat. Anyway, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know what she was doing. But the most embarrassing thing is that I'd said to my friend as we got on the bus, he was like, that's a priority seat. We shouldn't sit there. And I was like, yeah, but I have loads of self-love. So I am a priority.
Did anyone hear you?
Probably the bus driver.
I was gonna say, did you, at the point in which you were called out, did you stand up and like proceed to try and protest that you're a nice person, or did you just?
No, of course not. I was like, God, I'm horrible. But also, why are you shouting at me? There's loads of seats. Like he doesn't need this one. I don't know that if I've ever really been that kind. And I mean, I try to be. No, I think I'm just awful. I'm gonna own that though.
Own it. Own it, honey.
I think you've got to love yourself more than anyone. And that's not being a narcissist. That's just literally human survival.
No, I agree. Do
you?
I do. I know. I think there's something, as you said, like you can't expect things to change if you continue to put yourself in situations that you know aren't serving you and are going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I think that's of course
I
that's going to make you.
I tipped an Uber driver yesterday because he picked me up in the rain and I was really thankful.
That was kind.
So you see, so that's kind. But I think you got to play it by ear.
I can't believe that people actually have the energy to sue though. Just thinking about like first of all, how outrageous it is to sue someone for saving your life.
Yeah.
But secondly, like there are like so many days where I just have no energy whatsoever that I literally think I could have an injury at work and I just couldn't be asked. Like I couldn't be asked to go out of my way and create that kind of hassle for myself, even if there was some sort of monetary benefit at the end. Like that's where my level of motivation and exhaustion is at sometimes.
I guess the thing is, I actually thought you were going to tell me that he was suing. Was it a man?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to sue because they kept him alive and actually like, you know, he wanted to be unalive or something. I can imagine myself doing that if I was in a really deep depression.
But you chose
why did you do
a
this?
restaurant as the place to go out.
Exactly. But I do think that's wrong. I don't think it should be. Well, America sue everyone though. It must be America, right?
It is, of course, it's America.
Yeah,
like they love
a
lawsuit. They
love a lawsuit.
How are you with confrontation, James?
Really good.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm fucking great.
Okay, like give me your, because I feel like I'll stand my ground. I'm a Libra. So what are you?
Virgo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do like a Virgo.
Thank
My
you.
partner's a Virgo.
I do too.
Are you like very organised and you
No.
got your own... Oh, really?
No, not very organised.
Are you a cusper?
I've got a Scorpio rising, so I'm a fierce Virgo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a process of getting comfortable with confrontation, or were you always someone that sort of was happy to stand your ground, say your piece?
No, it's because I've learned I've had years of therapy, probably like 10 years plus, spent loads of money on therapy.
Oh, same sis.
Right. And it's changed me completely. And now I have these incredible boundaries. And if you try to cross one, then I'll just hit you straight back with a confrontation. But it's not, I don't really see it as like confrontational.
Yep.
I'm just literally laying my stall, protecting myself. But I think it's great. I had a confrontation the other day. I was in a gym class and I was chucking down some big weights, right? We were doing rows. It was bench rows. And I'd gone heavier than normal. So when I'd finished the row, I sort of dropped the weight at the last second and it would hit the bench. But we were in a rapid, it was like a 1 minute, it was a hit class. So we were hitting that for a while. Anyway, this girl next to me, she just shouted at me and she was like, oh, for fuck's sake, can you stop doing that?
Oh, okay. So we went there straight away.
So she just went straight to a 10.
Okay.
So I thought that was really strange. I waited until the minute had stopped. The thing is, it did actually help me because I then started putting the weight down properly, which I think probably was good for the muscle because I was using the full range of movement. Anyway, so when the trainer stopped the class for a second, I then turned to her and I went, thanks for telling me that, by the way, but I think you could have delivered it slightly less rude. And the whole class looks at me like, whoa. And she immediately went, she was so embarrassed, so mortified, said sorry so much. But don't fuck with me.
Sometimes
But I'll thank you if you're rude to me often.
Sometimes you do have to gentle parent adults. I do think that there is really, in fact, sometimes I think gentle parenting to adults is more effective than gentle parenting for children to a certain extent. I do feel like, I get it. I think for me, I'm good with boundaries. So I'm more than happy to set a boundary for myself to protect my own energy, to protect my peace and my growth. But I'm bad with day-to-day confrontation. So the idea of me getting into, do you drive?
I can.
Okay.
But I don't.
The idea of me getting into a fender bender, I've never had one.
Oh, you've never had road rage?
I've never had when you have a little boop with your car, you bump into someone, it's not a crazy accident. The idea of me having one of those and then having to get out of my car and meet the other person who's getting out of their car, that sends me into a blind panic. That type of confrontation.
I have had loads of those.
Oh, okay. So
and it's kicked off.
Thank the Lord that I've never had one of these. I've driven for maybe 12 years now, and I've never had a little bump.
I have had two that I can remember off the top of my head now that are quite significant. The first is probably the worst. This guy was really annoyed at me because I didn't bump his car, but I was, in his opinion, in the wrong lane. I wasn't really. I was newer to driving than him, so I think I would know, whereas he was in his 60s or something. Ew.
Did they even have lanes?
Yeah, I mean, did they even have lanes then? Probably not. So anyway, he started really coming up the reverse of my car really aggressively. So I just screeched on my brakes. I did an emergency stop. This is on an A road. I just stopped the car immediately, jumped out. What the hell was I doing?
Go you.
I jumped out. I walked over to his window and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And he was like, you were in the wrong lane, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I wasn't in the wrong lane. I was in the right lane, literally, and also the correct lane. And anyway, he went to get out of the car to hit me. So I slammed his door shut on him. And then he got his wife involved.
Wait, can we just paint the picture of where was this? This was an A road.
It was an A road in Northumberland somewhere, and it was a country lane.
Traffic going past?
Yeah, traffic was going past.
Were you waving the traffic past?
No, so it wasn't coming on the same road. It was that quiet. That's why I was so frustrated by him up my arse, because there was no one else there. What's your problem? Clearly, this man had other issues. His relationship was breaking down. I don't know what happened. Maybe he couldn't deal with his deep sadness, so he just had to take it out on me being fabulous. I mean, I was in a Mini, for God's sake. It was an old Mini.
You can't shout at someone in a Mini.
Yeah, so anyway, but yeah, I thought I was quite shocked when I got back in my car that I'd done that. And I obviously shook him up, because after that, he just sat there. And I was like, you go past me. Go past me. And I sat in my car waiting for him to pass me for at least a minute, and he didn't. So in the end, I just drove off. That's how good I am at confrontation.
Oh,
I'm literally asking to be killed.
You're inspiring.
No, I'm not.
You're inspiring.
I think now I would try and ignore it.
Are you someone that if you know you're about to go into like a situation that is confrontational, whether it's a big talk with someone or you're going to pull someone up or like you think you're about to walk into a situation that's going to blow up, are you someone that runs through the situation in your head in the shower before, or are you happy to walk in and let it go where it needs to go?
I argue with myself in the shower a lot. I play all the different roles out loud. Like some people sing in the shower. I have a full-blown argument.
If someone was to like skip in front of me in a line, that wouldn't get me. But if I was to see someone else...
That wouldn't annoy you?
No, that wouldn't annoy me.
That would drive me mad.
No, that wouldn't... Well, it would maybe annoy me, but I wouldn't say anything.
Oh, I would. I would say out loud, oh, you're more important than me. That's fine. I would.
You need to write
I
a coffee...
say this shit all the time.
You need to write a coffee table book of like your top, like your most used comebacks.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, they're not great. That's pretty lame.
No, but I like that they're like... I like that they've kind of feel like quintessentially pissy British.
They're very pissy British, aren't they? Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about me.
Like it's just so ingrained into us to say sorry when someone else bumps into you. Or when
I don't
someone
do that
else
now.
Inconveniences you.
No, I don't do that now. If someone bumps into me, I will assess the situation and decide, yeah, you are right to say sorry. So I'll respond, that's okay. Or thank you. Thanks for apologizing. Take some accountability.
Okay, next up, we've already spoken a little bit about parenting, I feel, but this is a different angle on parenting. Past life parenting. So this is a new term that encourages parents to support their children in exploring their past life. The idea is that children can remember past lives and bring forward their memories, fears, and knowledge up until a certain age. And there's loads of parents that have come forward with stories about their kids talking about the lives that they lived before this one.
Okay.
And some families are even taking their kids back to places that their kids have mentioned and digging through old records for verification.
Wow.
Have you heard of this before? Have you seen any of those videos on TikTok?
No.
Okay, there's a big community of parents that are talking about their kids who they believe have like lived before or lived a different life before. There's one woman in particular, her son, I think he's maybe like 10 years old now, but since the age of like 4, he has always spoken about living his life as a pilot, and he apparently died in one of the wars when his fighter jet got shot down, and he's petrified of water. And I think she ended up finding the man that he believes he was in a previous life.
No shit.
Yeah.
And did they look similar?
I don't think they looked similar, but she managed to sort of...
He's wearing like a flat cap. Came out with like little medals.
She managed to fact check a ton of information that like this kid would never have known.
No.
Yeah. Do you believe in this sort of thing?
Oh, of course.
You do? Okay, I love that.
Yeah, I do. I think everything... Well, actually, I sound like such a dick. I read a quote the other day from Einstein. Everything is energy. And that's it. I think that's the quote.
Energy.
And I sort of believe it. I think everything is energy. And so it would make sense that when you die, your energy, I think that's what ghosts are. It's just energy left on Earth or echoes of things that have happened. So it does make sense that energy that you had in a previous life would then transfer into a new one.
Yeah. Especially with things like irrational fears. And, you know, when you have like, do you ever get those feelings like you've been somewhere before, or you have a strange connection to a topic, maybe like bridges or...
Oh my God, do you think that's what I did? No. Sorry, did you just say a strange thing like bridges?
No, it's not strange. No, that's no. Do you know what? I'm sure there's a whole community of people out there that love bridges too, and I think so. Everyone has to have their passion.
I've never met someone. I might put that on my dating profile.
That you like bridges?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Back. I think that's also that's not a selfish interest either, because you could involve someone else or a collective.
I'm going to start a podcast. Bridges of the world. What do you think you were in a past life? If you can you connect to it?
I've always thought that I had some sort of like connection to France, maybe. Oui, oui.
I actually can see that for you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I've always had some sort of connection to France. Who was I in a past life? I don't know. I don't know if this doesn't feel like my first life.
Right.
But
that's a really huge thing to say.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, this doesn't like it. Do you not get the sense that you've been here before?
I don't know that I would have ever said what you just said.
Really?
Like, I don't know if this is my first life. That's actually a mad thing to just say.
Really? Okay, maybe I'm just like completely brushing
It
over.
sounds absolutely crazy out of context. I don't think I've thought about it. No, I guess not. I guess I never thought about it until this moment. But now that you've said that, yeah, maybe this doesn't feel like my first life.
Have you ever met someone? Because the reason I say that is because there are certain people that I've met and that I have in my life where it really feels like this is their first, and this is not in a condescending or patronising way at all, but it really feels like this is their first time on earth. And it's almost like
Wow.
they have this kind of like sparkle in their eye that it's like everything feels, and their approach to life feels, I don't know, quite inquisitive and they've got a fresh newness to them and to the way that they approach life in general. And I just don't think that I have that.
Right.
I think that there is something that I'm carrying around with me that is maybe influencing this version of how I'm living.
So in a former life, you were a French baker.
French baker, candlestick maker.
Oh yeah, candlestick maker. What's the third one?
Butcher.
Maybe I think you're giving butcher.
I think
actually.
I'm giving butcher. I feel like I've been here a long time.
Mad.
So we're sort of inconclusive on whether this is your first time here.
Well, I think. Well, you said that you can tell if someone has a glint in their eye. Does it
Yeah.
look like my first time?
Your eyes definitely sparkle. I do think that I think you may have been here before, James.
Okay.
I think you may have been here before. Do you?
Why did I come back?
Do you have any like irrational fears or things that you haven't been able to like pinpoint? Was there anything you were really scared of as a kid, or
The dark.
you were scared of the dark?
I still am to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am scared of the dark.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where that comes from, or is it just? I feel like that's quite.
But then I'm also scared of too much light because I'm gay. And at home I don't have any overhead lights, etc. It's so dark in my house, but I need a light of some kind. And no, I don't really know where it comes from. I sort of assumed everyone was afraid of the dark when they were younger.
Yeah. Did you have a little nightlight?
I did.
Yeah.
I also think I used to be really afraid of aliens, and I was convinced I was going to be abducted.
I feel like there was a lot on TV though, like around the time that we were growing up, that really put the fear of God into us about aliens in the same way that they did with quicksand. Do you remember how much quicksand was like such a thing when we were kids?
Does it even exist?
I
quicksand?
thought I was
Is it real?
at imminent threat of being swallowed by quicksand anyway, and sinkholes as well. What? Like,
I've fallen into a few sinkholes.
have you ever encountered sinkholes or quicksand?
Sinkholes are really scary and very real.
But they're very real in certain countries, right?
Yeah, we have them too, though. They just appear. Houses fall into them.
It's terrible. Like it's
really scary.
Actually, this is a complete random tangent. But wasn't there like a guy that was on? I saw like there was a guy that was on Love Island, and his house fell into a sinkhole the other week.
Yeah, I think I saw something.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I never know what's AI or not anymore
same.
though.
Oh my God, that's going to be fun. I'm going to go home, take a picture of my house.
AI
and ask
loves
AI
to see a sinkhole coming. Yeah.
It's
like that
I'm
trend.
going to text it to my mum. Oh my God, my house has fallen into a sinkhole.
That will get her though, because she's going to be of the same generation that was probably also petrified.
She wouldn't know. She'd be like, what? Oh my God. Problem is, my mum would ring me, so that would be really annoying. But how funny. I'm going to do that.
Wait, there was that trend that was going around a couple of months ago though on TikTok where people were taking pictures of their ceilings and that had like caved in.
No way. I like the trend of making dogs really fat and saying that you've been feeding them when you're looking after someone else's pet.
There was that one as well where it's like, I've just let this random man into my house and now he's sleeping in my bed. Have you seen that?
No. I love AI. How can it be bad for the world? So funny.
Oh God, it really gets a giggle out of me. Jesus, is that a generational thing as well? Do you think what is it, Gen Alpha? Do you think they laugh at AI, or do you think it's?
I have no idea. Do they even laugh?
I don't know. I don't know. Bless them.
They're so young at the moment.
Bless them.
I'm glad I'm not Gen Alpha.
Yeah, geez.
I'm very happy being a millennial. Are you millennial?
I think I might be I'm a cusper. That's what I am. I'm a cusper.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible place to be, I'll be honest. I was unpacking this. I think actually it's it has massively influenced my personality. It was something I spoke about, I think, even in therapy. Apparently, cuspers.
I'm really struggling with being on the cusp.
Oh my God.
I don't know what I am.
Like, I love Britney, but I also love Cher. No, I think apparently there's this thing with cuspers that you have traits of both the millennial generation and Gen Zs, but they kind of are in contrast with each other. So you don't ever really have a stance, feel like you have a true stance or understanding of anything because you're being pulled in two directions.
Okay.
Like you kind of want to follow what was set out in front of you before because that feels like the safe and right thing to do. But then at the same time, you want to make a change and do things differently. So it's like... Yeah.
So you're like, do I do the ice bucket challenge? Oh no, that's not cool.
Exactly.
But it is cool,
but
it's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think of anything millennial. That's all I got.
I'm a bit all over the place, but we're just thriving and surviving, James.
Yes, we are.
Aren't we, darling?
We are, babes.
Well, I think that brings us to a lovely
Oh my God, this has been so much fun.
Can we talk about your podcast though before you go? Because
yes.
it's a brand new baby, right?
I know.
Tell me all about it.
What If People Find Out?
Love it.
And it's a new podcast with my best friend, Calvin, who is a sex therapist. Mm-hmm. And it's comedy and therapy, which is my favorite type of therapy.
Yep.
And basically, we're talking to people who have incredible stories about things they were ashamed of, things they were worried would ruin their life, and how they've overcome that. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited about it. It's brand new. We've just had Luann, the Countess Luann, on discussing how being arrested changed her and how frightening that was, being on this massive TV show and then getting arrested for drunk driving. Fleur East has been chatting about getting pregnant and how scary it was having to reveal that to the world and what that brings and the judgment behind all of that. And we've also spoken to some people from the world of OnlyFans and discussed their bravery in coming out as sex stars. And it's actually very inspiring. And I think I might start my own channel.
I love it. What would you like? Would you have a niche?
I'm going to be called Bonnie Barr. Anyway, that's my new podcast. What If People Find Out? Check it out now. And I'm also doing my stand-up show, Sorry I Hurt Your Son, Said My Ex to My Mum, across the UK and Australia. And you can get tickets at jamesbarcomedy.com.
Oh, James, you are just too fabulous.
Thank you.